Long ago, in distant lands, dragons roamed the earth. They soared through the skies, swam in the seas, walked the lands that we walk on today. These creatures so magnificent, unique, beautiful, and yet we do not know a thing about them. All we know is that they are around the world. But this isn't a story of these dragons, no. We talk of a dragon not of this world. It is the dragon of the four seasons. Its scales foggy white. Its wings are replaced with four tentacle-like vines, each with stones lined across them with different colors. Orange, blue, pink, and green, all representing the seasons of the world. And its head is completely featureless. No eyes, no horns, not even a mouth, just simple markings of symbols, each all unique to its own birthright. These creatures are all born from trees. These singular trees grow over time. By the time they gain their leaves, the dragon is born. Over the time, the dragon starts to learn and grow. Of course, it never travels far from the tree, for the tree and the dragon are one. But as soon as it grows into more mature matters, the vines on its back start to grow and grow along with it, until finally it is a fully grown adult. Now, you may be wondering, it is still a dragon, a creature. It needs to eat. Well, you are technically correct, but also wrong at the same time. This dragon protects its tree because the tree feeds it. The tree and it are one, so the nutrients in the ground that the tree absorbs also goes into the dragon as well. Through this magic, its environment spreads, making vibrant colors, combining the seasons all into one. But yet, the stories of these dragons and how they work are told. They never seem to be so easily found, nor have they been easily figured out. It is almost as if they don't want to be found. As if humanity scares them. Then again, it could just be that these creatures are more hiding rather than fighting. After all, they don't really need to eat meat. They just need to keep their tree alive, because once their tree dies, so do they. But what is the purpose of these dragons? Well, that is simple. They keep the seasons brimming with life. In the fall, yet it may be cold, there's still warmth always to be found. There's always something that needs to be alive during that time, especially when it hits winter, the time when most things hibernate and sleep. It makes sure those that are resting are never disturbed and always kept warm, never to be harmed. In the spring, it makes sure that food for herbivores, insects, grows plentiful, so there are many vibrant fruits and plants to choose from, so that way the cycle of prey and predator can always continue. And finally, summer, which is the time where there are always joyous days, always fun, a time for relaxation and peace. But there is a secret to these dragons. When combining their 4 vines together, they create a 5th season, one that is unlike any other, a sort of peace and calming aura to calm the rage of everything else happening, to calm storms, droughts, anything that seems to disturb the balance. And it is with that 5th season, these dragons, foggy white scales and 4 vines of color on their back, with their featureless yet symbolism face, have earned their name. And they are called Haven. It is not known whether these dragons still exist today, nor has it ever been recorded. These stories have been passed down from medieval times. However, one researcher believes that they still live. The stories are true, just as many others have been proven before. The dragons from the sea, the dragons from the sky, and the dragons from the land, all have been found, and all thought once to be dead or just a fairy tale. So there is no possible way that these dragons could be fairy tales themselves, that they are somewhat alive, maybe still alive to this day. But we do not know that, nor may we ever will. But this researcher still continues going forward in the hope that these dragons are still alive. And that researcher is not wrong, because that dragon still lives. Many of them do. In an underground environment, in a forest, a jungle, desert, snowy areas. It is an environment like no other, where all life meets, except with vibrant colors, blue leaves, red sands, and of course, a very rainbow color like snow. Though it could be many other colors as well. This environment is where the dragons live, and where they hide. They cannot simply go out in the open, for fear that they might be destroyed. If they are not the ones to keep control of the seasons, and keep their cycle of life, death, prey, predator, to keep the cycle alive, they must ensure their own safety is secure. Therefore, they stay in this underground environment. It's so beautiful, yet you cannot help but feel lonely down there. There are no other creatures besides the dragons, only plants. And plants don't really talk to them, unlike the trees do. Maybe one day they'll be able to go to the surface again. Maybe befriend humans. Maybe their fear will all of a sudden disappear, and they will greet us as we greet them back into the place they belong, with the other dragons. But I cannot answer that for sure. There are many stories to be told here. Monster species of unknown origin, creatures just waiting to be discovered. Havens are the first dragons to ever be discovered that are never recorded in the history. Only in fairy tales do they exist, and only in the fairy tales I will look. And I will share these histories, these stories. Can I say for certain that they're true? No, I cannot. But the next time a season comes around and you notice the slightest bit of a peaceful atmosphere where everything is calm and there's no fighting, no problems, just a peaceful weather, that are the Havens. That is the fifth season. For they are peace and love.